or those whipping up this action online.
The Labour Party, the party built on the foundations of standing up for workers, is about to show its true priorities. Not with the exhausted nurses who answer emails long after their shift has ended. Not with the overworked office workers who can never truly log off. Not with the parents missing bedtime stories because their boss demands a quick call. No, Labour is making it clear the economy comes first, business comes first. Workers, well, they'll just have to deal with it. Before we get into the shocking details of Labour's imminent betrayal, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel. If you care about workers' rights, if you believe that we need to hold politicians accountable for the promises they make and then break, then your support is essential. Like this video, leave a comment and share, because the more people who see this, the harder it will be for Labour to sweep this under the rug.
2024 was a year of change.
For years, Keir Starmer and the Labour leadership have promised a new deal for working people, a pledge that was supposed to protect workers' rights, bring security to employment and, crucially, introduce a right to disconnect. This policy, inspired by similar laws in France, was meant to give workers the ability to truly switch off when their working hours were done. No more bosses breathing down their necks on a Sunday. No more relentless emails at midnight. No more feeling like you're on the clock 24/7. This isn't just a hollow policy pledge. It has been a beacon of hope for millions of workers suffering from burnout. The right to disconnect would ensure that when your workday ends, it actually ends. It's a step towards creating healthier workplaces, reducing stress-induced illnesses and reinforcing the idea that people deserve a life outside of their job. But now, just as workers dare to hope for a better future, Labour is preparing to rip that away. The very policy that could safeguard mental health, protect personal time and improve work-life balance about to be scrapped. And why? To boost economic growth. Let that sink in. The Labour Party, once the champion of workers, is on the verge of telling you that your mental health, your family time, your personal life, none of it matters as much as ensuring businesses can thrive. The party that promised to put working people first is about to decide that your well-being is an inconvenience to economic progress. This decision, led by Business Secretary Jonathan Reynolds and Chancellor Rachel Reeves, will be a devastating reversal. Not long ago, they stood on platforms and promised workers that change was coming. They vowed to make workplaces fairer. They assured you that your rights would be expanded, not stripped away. And yet, here we are. Employers will celebrate, trade unions will be furious, and workers will once again be told to do more, be available, sacrifice for the greater good. We already live in a world where burnout is at an all-time high, where stress-related illnesses are skyrocketing, where people feel chained to their jobs, never truly able to rest, and instead of tackling this crisis, Labour is choosing to side with the very system that is breaking people. Labour's betrayal runs deeper than just a broken promise. It's a statement of values, a declaration that when push comes to shove, they will always choose corporations over the workers who keep this country running. Ask yourself, if Labour is willing to abandon this policy so easily, what else will they decide isn't business-friendly enough? Sick pay, holiday entitlements, protections against unfair dismissal. Because once a party starts backtracking on its promises, where does it stop? This isn't just about politics, it's about real people. Think about the nurse who will finish a brutal 12-hour shift only to get home and be bombarded with emails about tomorrow's rota. Think about the teacher who will finally sit down to rest, only to get a call demanding they prepare lesson plans over the weekend. Think about the delivery driver who will barely see their family because they're always on standby for the next shift. This isn't sustainable, it's cruel, and soon it will be actively endorsed by a party that once promised to be on our side. And let's be clear, this isn't just about policy, it's about the message this sends. By scrapping the right to disconnect, Labour will be telling every worker in the UK that they don't matter, that their exhaustion is irrelevant, that their mental well-being is an acceptable sacrifice at the altar of economic growth. But let's talk about that phrase. Economic growth. Who does it benefit? Because it certainly won't be the workers who are being forced to give up their personal lives. It won't be the single parent who can't afford childcare because wages have stagnated. It won't be the young graduate struggling under the weight of unpaid overtime. It won't be the millions of people feeling the slow creep of burnout eat away at their health and happiness. No, the ones who will benefit from economic growth at the expense of workers' rights are the same people who have always benefited big businesses, corporations, and the ultra-wealthy elite. The irony, studies have repeatedly shown that overworked employees are less productive, that burnout leads to higher turnover, lower efficiency, and ultimately worse outcomes for businesses. But instead of implementing progressive policies that promote well-being and long-term success, Labour is choosing the short-sighted exploitative path, the path that benefits only a handful of powerful players while leaving everyone else scrambling to survive. Workers deserve better. You deserve better. You deserve a government that values you as more than just an economic unit, a government that sees you as a person, not just a cog in the machine. Now is the time to take action, call out the hypocrisy, demand Labour honours its commitments, flood their social media pages, write to your MPs, let them know that we see what they're doing and we won't accept it. And if you agree, if you believe that Labour's betrayal needs to be exposed, then share this video. Let people know what's happening. Let's make this issue too big to ignore. If you're angry, if you feel betrayed, then don't just sit back and accept it. Make your voice heard. And if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed, because this isn't the last time politicians will try to pull the wool over our eyes, and we'll be here to call them out every single time. Labour has a choice to stand with workers or stand with big business. We're about to find out which side they're really on. Thank you for watching.